Today I wanted to talk about three iconic music entrepreneurs in the business today and things that we can learn from them, and also to take a look at what their music career did for them to further themselves financially. So I have three examples for you guys today. So I have Rihanna, Jay-Z, and Dr. Dre. So these are some of the most influential entrepreneurs whenever it comes to music and the business surrounding it. Now, there used to be a meme going around where, what would you rather choose? Either a dinner with Jay-Z or $5 million. Now, if you were smart, you would still pick the $5 million. But what the thought process behind the meme is that Jay-Z propelled himself into such a elevated status through his music career that it allowed him to, give great advice. People think he gives great advice. And so one thing I wanted to talk about is whenever it comes to music, Jay-Z, Rihanna, and Dr. Dre all had the visibility and influence expanded upon. So this includes things like who was their target audience? How could they also profit from this said audience? So Jay-Z had a bunch of small businesses, and some of the things he's done is Rockefeller Records. That's a big one. He's done great things with them, signed J. Cole, widely considered to be a great artist. And then also different business ventures as well. So things like Tidal, which is a artist-driven music platform where artists get paid higher residuals, the sound quality is higher than your normal Spotify or Apple Music. So there's a lot to learn from that in itself. It also gave all of these people financial resources to be able to further their business ventures and allow themselves to push themselves into a new stratosphere. So one example I'd like to talk about is with Dr. Dre. Growing up as a poor kid in the city of Compton, California, money wasn't something that he would have, right? So he used his influence, and he had financial gain from his music with NWA, which allowed him to launch further projects like Death Row Records, where he signed a bunch of influential artists that we still hear about today. People like Tupac, Snoop Dogg, and along with that, Aftermath Records, which signed Eminem, still one of the best-selling artists of all time. Along with that, he also created Beats by Dre, and with his influence learned and sustained through music, he was able to strike a killer deal with Apple for around over $1 billion to sell his company. And I mean, if that doesn't show entrepreneurship at its finest, I'm not sure what. Then the last thing I want to go over is Rihanna and with her network and connections. So she was brought to the country from Barbados when she was 16 to pursue a music career. And fun fact about Rihanna, she actually has to be intoxicated to sing. Kind of a silly thing to hear, but I thought that was interesting, so I wanted to share that. And she started a bunch of successful brands, things like Fenty Beauty, Savage X Fenty, and along with that, she also is charitable with her work. The Clara Leone Foundation is a great example of that, where she does charitable work. So what I'm trying to say here is that all of these iconic music entrepreneurs use their effort and their influence to create something more of themselves, to become more business mindset driven. And along with that, let me pull up this note here. Cultural impact. All of these business ventures, all of these things that these artists do impact the culture in a way which makes it more lasting. And it's allowed these African American artists to really push themselves into a beautiful space where they can flourish. And yeah, some iconic music entrepreneurs and how they use their talents and their networking connections and financial gain from their music to push themselves into a new level. Thank you for listening.